All right, well, now I'm with Teresa Duncan, the owner of Villa Villa Coola Toys, with more amazing toys. You know, when I was a kid, I loved going to the toy store. Now I love that the toy store comes to me here.
Yep.
I love it. And because this is some stuff, too, that the parents and kids at heart can get in on, too, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the first thing, though, is that kids are out of school, obviously, for the summer. It seems like so long. So how do we keep them occupied?
Well,
Best way.
I've got really good news for you. We don't always have to keep kids occupied.
Okay.
Boredom is really, really good for kids, and
Really?
sometimes we forget, right? Like, we want to keep them busy, we want to make
Right.
sure we're educating them, and sometimes being bored is the best education a kid can have.
thought.
Being bored encourages creative thinking, right? They have to think of something to do. Imagination. Problem-solving skills. You know, as an adult, if you don't have time to just like really just sit with your thoughts, you're never going to have a creative idea. You know, it's
good
those
point.
driving, kids don't have those opportunities when they're driving in the car, the
Never
long
thought of
shower.
it that way, yeah.
Sometimes they just need to be bored. You might want to back up a little bit though, because my rocket ship is about to take off, and I don't want you to get
I
burnt.
thought maybe something was going to pop out. for a second.
Maybe there's
I
a monster in the box.
Oh my
Maybe
goodness,
it's your
it could be
secret hideout.
anything.
It could be anything, right? So
What's in the box?
a cardboard box is an excellent way to inspire that creative thinking. You don't have to make any purchases. You might have one laying around your house. And I don't care how old a kid is, a cardboard box is always going to be a good time.
Well, I have friends with little kids, and it seems like every time they've gotten, you know, a bunch of gifts for the kid ends up playing with the box, or the stuffing more than the actual gift itself.
Absolutely.
Which is hilarious to me, but now it makes sense.
Yeah, it goes back to that open-ended toy. The more simple a toy is, the more fun a kid is going to have with it. And so we don't always have to go buy something fancy to keep a kid occupied. This is one of my favorite tools at home, the board box.
Oh my
so
gosh, I love that.
This is an activity in and of itself. It's just an empty tissue box. My daughter decorated some paper, we glued it on, and then we brainstormed all the things that we could think to do when we were bored.
And then you just randomly will pick it out
randomly,
one
why
day?
don't you grab one and see? Are you bored? If you tell me you're bored, you're going to have to take something out of the board box.
Count the number of steps from the door to your mailbox.
There you go. So just a simple activity.
So anything. You can put anything in
There are things in there
All right,
like,
let's see what one more says.
yeah.
That's a really cute idea. Some people do this for date night or dinner. Like, I don't
that's
know
a
what to
great
do for
idea
dinner
too.
tonight. All right, let's see. See how long you can hold an ice cube. Ooh, I'm cold just thinking about that. That's
Right.
cute.
So all kinds of, and the trick with the board box is there are also some things in there like clean your room. So it's a little discouraging kids from telling you they're bored a little too often if they don't want to take the gamble of the board box.
And what is this? A bubble tree.
Is my favorite toy.
I did love bubbles as a kid.
Which is bubbles. Right? It's mindfulness, it's breathing. What's the worst thing that can happen when you're playing with bubbles?
Spilling it?
Spilling it. And so these are awesome because you can get refills, so you can just keep it filled as much as you want. The kid can play with bubbles, and then you can extend the life of your bubbles, and then it's also a lot less waste, which is wonderful too.
And we're also trying to keep them away from the screen too, right?
We are.
So these are great options.
Yeah.
What is this one here?
So this here is, these are called Wonder Sticks, and it says they write on everything.
Okay.
And they are washable on any smooth, non-porous surface. So I brought a chalkboard here, but what we do in my house, and you might think I'm crazy, is I was tired of fighting the battle of drawing on the walls. My daughter is one of those kids that wants to draw on everything except for paper. And so with the Wonder Sticks, you can draw on the windows, on the refrigerator, so it feels very subversive for a child because they're drawing on things that they are not supposed to draw on, but then you can just wipe them right off, which is wonderful.
That is cool. I like that. And you got all the different colors there.
All different colors.
Okay,
Yep.
so you actually have a special for our viewers, right? If they use a special code, FCL?
They do. If they use code FCL on our website, they'll get 10% off, or they can just come in the store and tell us that they saw me on here. And
Okay. And what is the website?
The website is villavillacoolatoys.com.
And again, that is the house that Pippi Longstocking lived in?
It is, yes.
I never knew the name of that, but I knew who she was.
Yeah, and
How
now
cool
you know.
is that? Well, thank you so much. I mean, like I said, these are great for kids, but I love being creative. I would like to, the bubbles or that, really. And I think I'm going to do this for date night.
That's perfect.
Dinner.
Yeah,
Good idea.
That
All right,
is a good idea.
again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.